Are you ready for the boss fight? Of course you guys are ready. You guys are always going to be ready for a boss fight. Welcome back to the dankest of dungeons. And I'm your host Fox or something like that. I'm your slave driver who sends you into the battle, doesn't pay you. New community characters. I have Lily, the Vestal, and her boyfriend Tony, the Houndmaster. They didn't specify a character they wanted to be, but they wanted to be in it. So welcome aboard, Lily and Tony. Hopefully one of you guys dies so you can tragically oh no, he's a widow or a widower. Oh no, boo hoo 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 hoo. It'll be so sad, I'm sure. And we'll just go to the graveyard and be like. Anyways, I've already got everybody set up. So here is the way the bosses work. Basically, you need to do enough missions to level the dungeon up. It kind of represents your understanding of the dungeon, how well you've mapped it out. And once you've kind of mapped it out enough, you can locate a boss. And one of the things that you kind of want to do is you should try to reveal the boss in each area, because every week that passes, which is basically you could kind of view as a turn in the game, there are loot changes. And bosses, even the lowest level bosses, because these are the level 1 bosses, they still drop very rare loot. You can see right there. Holy Orders, Crusader only, very rare. So every week they will change. So if you reveal 4 of the bosses, every week you can continuously look to see, oh, that's the item I want, and then launch the attack against them. But we're going to be going against the Necromancer Apprentice because I want this Sacred Scroll for the Vestal, which makes it so they take less stress damage, they heal for 33% more, but in return, stun chances are reduced by 10% and damage is reduced by 33%. So, the damage doesn't bother me too much, but the stun kind of stinks. I'll probably have to equip the Vestal with something that improves the probability of being stunned. But the Necromancer is one of the 2 bosses in the ruins. Each of the areas have 2 bosses. And here's who's coming with us. Taco McDoom is going to be in the front rank. I want to bring a bleeding kind of strategy to bleed the Necromancer out, because he's not a skeleton. He's he bleeds. Don't worry about it. Let me reassign this guy's skills. He's going to go for something like this, I think. What are you going to take? I think I'm going to unlock one of the skills. Let's go over to Beanball, and let's unlock the Wicked Slice, because this has bleeding, which, that could be good against the boss, but I want the option for Wicked Slice as well, because the thing is that the Necromancer is kind of hard to hit in melee combat if you don't have a long-range weapon. So I don't actually think we'll get too many. You'll see when I actually get there why I'm going to do it this way, but let's go for this kind of a setup. And, that's perfectly fine for the Vestal. So, Taco McDoom, the Hellions going in, GOC, our OG Crusaders going in, Beanball 75 going in as the Highwayman, and Lucky Duck gets to be the Vestal. So, let's get to provisioning. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 thing of food, I'm going to take 1/2 stacks of torches. I'm not actually going to bring too much in the way of, unlockable stuff, because, normally in these kind of missions, I just go straight for the boss. But I'll bring a little bit of stuff just in case.
Mastery over life and death was chief among my early pursuits. I began in humility, but my ambition was limitless. Who could have divined the prophetic import of something as unremarkable as a twitch in the leg of a dead rat?
So, that's actually, that is the Necromancer right there, the Apprentice Necromancer.
A devil walks these halls. Only the mad or the desperate go in search of him.
So, typically speaking, the boss, so here's where we start. The boss is typically in the farthest room, so the boss is probably right here. So we're gonna get over to the west, and that should allow us to get to the boss pretty quickly. Oh, what a bunch of wimps. Not only are they undermanned, they are the weakest version of all the skeletons and whatnot. So these guys are these guys aren't even a threat. I'll just keep everyone topped off, to be honest. No reason to let the injuries stack up. We're gonna play it safe. Chopping time!
Back to
Now, the reason why the Crusader is not in the front is because... maybe I'll just... Got him. Is because the Hellion has an attack that she benefits from being... Well, actually, no, she has an attack that only functions in the first row. Okay, so this one I know we can pour the holy water in, and we get some loot. So we get a dodging item. Who's gonna use that?
Paid for in blood.
You can use it. There. Get a little bit of dodge. And then some rocks we can sell. And people love rocks. Don't ask me why, but people, they will throw down the money for rocks. So our, what do you call it? Our highwayman has the survival guide, which is helping us to improve our chances of scouting. And he's got the little, like, buckle thing on, which makes it so that he can he's gonna be able to disarm all the traps, as long as we can discover them with scouting. We could open this with this. Look, don't ask me why medicinal herbs make an Iron Maiden safe. Just not, do it right now, look at the screen, and nod your head up and down. Yep, makes sense, makes sense. And inside was someone's head, crest, and some more pretty rocks. Okay. Alright, this is more like it. Oh, hopefully the pull fails. Oh, good, it did. It really stinks when the Vestal gets out of position, because the Vestal's really slow. So, how do we want to start this fight? Let's start this fight by stopping the Bone Soldier from getting a swing on us. Oh, the plan failed. Rip, we have failed. Let's start... So this is the attack I was talking about. This is the attack that... it hits the 4th rank of the enemy side, but you have to be in the 1st rank. But honestly, I want to get rid of the Acolyte. I want to keep our stress down. And I'm going to go ahead and buff up. So what this ability does is... he marks himself, raises his defense, and then also increases the presence of the light. And, ooh, I actually don't want to... Yeah, that's actually not a good idea. So I was going to use Duelist Advance, but I'm actually not going... You know what? I need to move their... okay, we made a mistake in their rank. So, here we go. The Iron Swan allows a meleeer to actually attack into the back rank. And... let's just start with the healing. So I upgraded Lucky Duck's healing so that he actually could, you know, like, keep people up on their feet a bit better. And yeah, like shooting at the Crusader now, not very helpful considering that he's super, like, he's got his defense, like, he's got like 22% more protection. 22% protection means 22% less damage. Yeah, I need to move the Highwayman back a rank so that he can actually use Duelist Advance. I think he can use it from the back rank. Well, I'll check next time. So now we can heal up to 6 damage, I think, now?
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay, yeah, so we can use Duelist Advance from the back position. That's good news. Oh, man, that would have been fine if I had gotten GOC to use so the Crusader does have an attack that causes him to attack and move forward. That would have been a perfect opportunity for it. So let's do this. There we go. Sarcophagus, slightly ajar. We'll have the Crusader open it. Hidden treasures. Money. Fox loves money. And you don't get any. You dear viewers, like, all the money goes to Fox. Like, you don't get any of the money. All of you are unpaid. Unpaid. It's free labor. Spiders. I hate spiders. They're either really easy or really hard. There's no in between with them. Let's just try to, like, so, instead of trying to set up defensively, I'm just going to try to squish them.
Executed with impunity.
Okay, and it looks like we're going to get away with squishing them.
Quarter.
Let's patch up. Keep everyone's health topped off for the... Okay, see, and now we can use Duelist Advance to get the counterattacks.
Offensive.
Looks like I can have my cake and eat it too. Okay. We ran out of holy water, so I'm gonna ignore that one. I don't think you get anything positive from that if you don't have hope. I was about to burn a torch, but... Okay, we didn't surprise them, unfortunately, so now it's an even fight. Fox hates even fights. Ooh, man, that was a good hit. 12 damage. That's what I'm talking about. So but now the way our primary heal now heals for 5 to 6, and our group heal is 2 to 3. So look at that. That's like 12 health we healed altogether. That's pretty good. Skeleton wimps, and oh, I forgot to change their ranks again. Silly me. Oh well, let's finish this guy off. Well, that's one of their big damage down. What a loser. Can't even hit like a tin man in armor. What a loser. You can see a little bit there. You saw that the lighting increased, so like the color changed a bit. Yeah, I'll show this guy. He's like, I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine. How rude.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Got 22% defense now. Not a good idea to attack there. So, we can't make the skeleton bleed, but it still does damage. So I'm gonna use it on him anyways. Because her main attack, the Wicked, I think it's called like Wicked Hack or something like that. It doesn't work on... It only works on the first two, much in the same way that Smite only hits the first 2 ranks. Oh, he gets to go first? What a super smelly thing to happen. I thought we would be able to shut him out before he'd do any more damage. And let's finish him off. Oh, I didn't talk about all the items we have, so one of the things is... Wait, let's finish this guy up. What a wimp. I'm so sick of this light guy. Like, oh man, I'm part of the game. I'm like skeleton with a club. Like, I'm part of the game. I'm important. No, you're a wimp. So we got Bleed Stone, 50% more likely to hit with a bleed, and Bleeding Pendant, same thing. You can't use duplicates, you can't use 2 bleeding pendants, so altogether we get 30% more likely to cause a bleeding effect, which is pretty important since bleeding causes a lot of damage. One of them does give us -1 speed, but it's not a big deal. And this is the boss? Yeah, there you go, that's the boss icon. So, oh, did I buy a shovel? Ah, I forgot to buy a shovel. So what I'm gonna do is no
Even
shovel.
The cold stone
and now I'm gonna back up
preventing passage.
because what we want to do now is camp. All right, so camping lets us activate some different abilities.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
The way camping works, camping occurs in... So there's 3 different missions. There's like different mission length. There's short, which is no camping. Medium, which is 1 camp. And then long, which is 2 camps. Each camp is a firewood, and now that was right here. And now that we made camp, it ate up the firewood, which is nice because now we have another inventory slot. So the first phase is you get to pick how much food you want to eat. So if we eat no food, everyone loses 20% of their health and gains 5 stress. If we take a half ration, nothing good, nothing bad, just breaks even. If we eat a full ration, we get 10% health recovery, and that's it. And then if we have a feast, we get 25% of our health recovered, and we all reduce our stress by 10. And so none is 0 food, half is 2 food, full is 4 food, and a feast is double, so 8 food. So my plan is kind of like leave after this, so I am going to go at the feast and hope that we don't trigger another food event between here and there, so there we go. Alright, so now we have 12 camping points. And the way it works is now that we've eaten, is we can activate our camping skills. And our camping skills cost time. That's what this is, like basically 12 units of time. And so, like, Reject the Gods costs 2 time, Battle Trance costs 3 time, Pep Talk costs 3 time. Well, one thing we want to do is we want to activate Bandit Sense, and the reason for that is because it prevents a nighttime ambush, which is basically in the middle of camping, you can get attacked by the enemy, and they attack with no torchlight. So we're going to stop that from happening. Now, that one costs 4 time, so we used 4 of our 12 time, so we have 8 left. Now what I want to do is probably reduce the stress of this character and activate some buff, something that's going to let us do more damage. So here's one that I want to do. Clean Guns is self-only, so it only affects the Highwayman. For the next 4 battles, he'll have 10% more accuracy, he'll do 10% more, he has 10% accuracy with ranged attacks, 20% more damage with ranged attacks, and 8% more critical chance with ranged attacks. So that's really damn good, so we're gonna go with that, because he's a major damage dealer. And, let's see. I'm gonna go with Encourage, which pick one character to reduce their stress by 15. And I think I'm out of Encourages. Pep Talk reduces incoming stress. It doesn't reduce the current level of stress. But I guess that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a Pep Talk on, it doesn't really matter who at this point. Okay, so we ran out of time. And now, everybody says something that they think about the current affairs.
In Radiance,
and we don't get attacked at night. So now we have the buff. So we camped, we healed up, we reduced our stress. We got this awesome buff for the Highwayman. Now we can go attack the boss and hopefully take him out. But you definitely do want to camp. You can actually buy additional skills for camping as well. And you can have up to 4. So you can see there's 6 different camping skills, and you can equip 4. Right now, some of these characters don't have all 4. Like Sharpened Spear would have been a pretty good one. A self-only 10% critical hit for 4 battles, but this is okay. But we know the boss is here, so let's go in. It's time to take someone's head.
Towering, fierce, terrible, nightmare-made material.
Okay, so he's a necromancer, so he does necromancer things, which includes making undead minions. Let's take a look at his stats. So he's got 105 health. He's a boss. He can have some health. He's an unholy enemy, which is kind of like, we're going to get a few pretty painful swings in from the Crusader, because he gets unholy damage. He's also Eldritch, so Laughing Zed could have done some extra damage to him, but I'm going to start causing him to bleed. I want to start stacking up the bleed damage on him. Ooh! 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 And, let's just start patching everyone up.
Soothed. Sedated.
I'm gonna take out the Bone Rabble. Oh, I can't shoot the first round. Okay. Oh, I was really hoping I'd get him there. The plan was to try to thin out him and keep him in range of the, Okay, so here's what I can just attack the Bone Rabble. I want to try to keep him close. Basically, oh, that's right, he leaves the body behind, so that's not going to work. That's fine, though. So what's gonna happen? Oh, maybe it will work. Okay, let's try this again. Can we take, please, you've got to hit on the high end and take out the Bone Rabble. There we go. Now we can start bleeding out the Necromancer. That's gonna stack up. So now he's taking 4 damage on his turn. Let's keep healing ourselves. Excellent. Critical heal. We're keeping up with it. Now I get to use, see over here, Smite. 15% more damage versus Unholy, so we're gonna start cutting into him. The flesh is willing. So you can see here, he can attack the front 2 ranks, or he can attack the back 2 ranks. He's the boss, though, so you know. I was really hoping to finish him off there. I'm actually going to... Can we finish it? Okay, we got him. So, okay, maybe if you don't understand what I'm doing here, once he starts summoning skeletons, he starts getting pushed further and further into the 4th rank, and some of us, we can't attack very effectively into the back ranks, so I'm just trying to, while we have time, to keep the Necromancer up close. That's kind of the objective. If he gets to the back, that's fine. We have a plan for dealing with him in the back.
How quickly the tide turns.
I felt that one. Or let me rephrase. GOC felt that one. Taking 8 bleeding damage per turn now, which is pretty nasty. Probably gonna go for the heal here. This might be where the Necromancer starts managing to push away from us. Unless we can get the one-hit kill here. Oh! Nope, I'm sorry, Mr. Necromancer. You haven't gotten far enough away yet. Back to the Clawing Dead. So it looks like the Clawing Dead makes a loser club guy, and then the Flesh is Willing makes a much better sword guy. He's running out of health. We're bleeding him out. That's the end of him, boys.
Even reanimated bones can fall. Even the dead can die again.
Oh, speaking of the devil, look at this. So we got something that increases our stuns chance by 10%. That'll neutralize the effect of the,
A full pack often attracts unwanted attention.
Oh, be quiet, like, disembodied, like, ominous man guy. Alright, so we're bringing home the money, and that's that. We brought home a lot despite not completely clearing the dungeon out. Okay, so Lucky Duck is level 3, which is annoying, because now he's gonna become like an elitist douche who doesn't want to do lower level missions. And that means I'm gonna need more healers.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Let's see who's in the stagecoach. Ah, another healer. Excellent. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned it. We have 2 characters up for grabs right now. I have a Vestal and a Grave Robber. Both of these characters are up for grabs if you want to jump in and be a doomed survivor. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So, if I try to do some low-level mission, like this one here, a green mission, this quest is beneath my experience. He's like, what a douche. Without challenge, how am I to improve? Such child's play is not the path to mastery. So, this is one of the ways the game kind of it tries to keep you in check from just farming your way to victory. You can still do it, unless you play on the highest difficulty where there's a time limit. But, you know, and I think that's a good thing. You might think, oh, that seems like it kind of stinks. But the thing is that, a Grave Rod, some of these items are pretty good. Kind of want that All Saints Day. So you could see here that the item changed. It was not the Wrathful Bandana previously. So each time it will change it. If we can get some of these other areas, so I'm probably going to do this off screen because it's just a normal everyday battle. But basically, you've got this idea that a lot of RPGs are easy because you can just farm your way to victory, and and it takes the skill out of the game. And when something like that happens, that's where you have this big advantage in this game where they don't let you farm very accessibly. Like, once your guys get high enough level, they'll refuse to do the missions. And, like, I'm okay with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because it maintains a certain level of balance in the game where you're not able to, like I said, you're not able to just super level up and beat up enemies because they're better. Yep. And, let's see if we can remove some negative traits. Like, I bet we have some negative traits. Guilty Conscience, that's a really annoying one. So what Guilty Conscience does, it says, bears the crushing guilt of the deeds. Actually, that's not the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of, obsessed with material things. Here's one we'll cure. The first ones I like to get off are typically the ones like this, where they cause you to, forcibly interact with objects, which can cause them to be trapped and they backfire, or you just don't get the chance to use a good item to get even better rewards. They're really, really annoying. They can cause like a lot of extra damage, a lot of stress. So let's go ahead and send them in. one of the things we need to do is, so someone made the mention that, oh man, like this is like a OCD person's worst nightmare because there's so many bad traits. If we can unlock all 3 of these doors here, basically by putting points into this, right, this area, this is what increases the cell rooms. And then what we can do is use the, where's the antiquarian at? I know we have an antiquarian. There it is. We can use the antiquarian who is capable of farming gold more effectively. If we do those combined, we'll be able to throw like 3 people in per turn and just start removing all of their negative traits. And eventually, we can clean up all the bad traits. But yeah, for a while, yes, you're going to have to just deal with really, really bad stats and whatnot. Anyways, I'll do some more farming off screen, and you know, I'll record another episode once I got something to show. I do want to hit up the swine prince, but I want to make sure that we do it when we're getting like a halfway decent item, because over here, yeah, we finally got the sacred scroll, which and then we can combine it with the stun stone. So now that cancels out the negative stun penalty, and that's going to be like super healing. It's going to be really good. So, but unfortunately, Lucky Duck is an elitist douche who doesn't want to help out the other crew members. You stink, Lucky Duck. Like, what am I paying you for? And don't tell me that I'm not paying you. I was gonna pay you and I changed my mind. Anyways, boys, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Like this video if it was entertaining. Subscribe for future dankest dungeon content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.